Welcome to Heat Check. We're going to look at the top 10 highest selling vintage denim items over the last 2 weeks on eBay. This video is sponsored by WeBuyOldJeans.com.
Many of you guys have watched the channel, found the channel because of our Heat Check videos where we go over the top 10 highest selling denim or highest selling vintage t-shirts. And we've really loved doing those. And many of you have tried to get your items sold high enough to where they would actually make the list. And it's really hard to do that. So that got us thinking about how we can feature more of you guys in these heat checks. So what we decided to do is we're going to do a community submission heat check. So any of you guys watching are welcome to submit your thrift finds, not necessarily just sales, but thrift finds to my email, lootfam1@gmail.com. And give us some like pictures, videos, whatever. Hopefully like inside the thrift store you found it in. Give us some details, backstory, whatever. If you sold it by the time that before the video goes live, let us know, and we'll include the sale price, stuff like that. But we want to feature you guys and what you guys find in the thrift store, out of the garage sales, etc. Submit those things between now and the end of this month. I think like, October 28th or something like that. And we'll post the video. We'll take the top 10 of those thrift finds and we'll feature them on a monthly video. So I think it should be a lot of fun. Give you guys an opportunity to show off what you guys are finding out there in the thrift stores. We thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you guys can get those submissions in and we'll get this video out at the end of the month and give you guys your flowers for all the cool stuff you guys are finding out there.
All right, coming in at number 10, we have this Levi's Big E 502 from the 1960s. Let's take a look. A lot of good color on this one. Let's see. There's that selvage. There's a V-stitch. The 502 is basically a zippered version of the 501, much like the 551Z, and then the eventual replacement of the 505. This guy's got a little bit of damage here, not too bad. Some dirt, maybe, some rust stains. The Talon 42 zipper, this would be a more early example of the Talon 42 zipper being used. This one's a little bit hard to pin down exactly because if you go in here, you'll look. We'll see there's that back patch of 502. But even better. Ironically, I had one of these that I found years and years ago, back before I was much into the game, and sold it for way too little. But this one's interesting because let's find that picture. Because there are no hidden rivets on this one. So we've got sort of probably a late 60s version of this. The V-stitch being the sort of like outlier. So kind of interesting example here, but all in all, still a really cool pair of jeans. This one sold after 2 bids for $1,125. Then we have a pair of 1950s Big E's. Let's take a look at this one. There was definitely some interest in this one. There's that Big E, button fly, V-stitch, 501. I'm not sure this is 50s. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not entirely certain. There's maybe some damage in the crotch, which is not good. No, this is not 50s. No, without any, unless there's an unusual pair here without any of the hidden rivets, I would be very surprised this would be 50s. This would be late 60s, I think, more than likely. Again, the V-stitch without the hidden rivets, so I think we're looking at late 60s. Yeah, that would be my guess on this one, unless somebody knows better than I do, which they probably do. Either way, this one sold 50 bids later. Look at that, 50 bids. Sold for $1,237, which is more in line with the late 60s, early 70s pair. Next up, we have a 1980s pair of Redline 501 selvage denim jeans, size 35 by 33. It's pretty amazing that even these 1980s versions will sell pretty well. It looks like there are very few washes on this one, but maybe some damage. Not a lot of pictures here, which is unfortunate, but definitely from the 80s. The question is how many washes, and my guess is that not too many. Let's see. It does not actually tell us. My guess is that these are like basically one washes. They don't look like they're not dead stock because there is a little bit of puckering there, so maybe some shrinkage. But the demand for these 80s red lines keeps going up, so it's kind of crazy. 25 bids later, this one sold for $1,326. Pretty incredible. Then we have another pair of 501s next up. Let's take a look at this. This one says from the 1950s, but it has defects. Let's take a look. I don't think, guys, it's probably not necessary to include defects in your listing title. Just put keywords in there. Put the defects where it says in condition. That's what I would do. There's a W. Yeah, that makes sense. If this is 50s, it's late 50s, which I'm not so certain it is. I want to see some more details, but they're not showing me those details. So, there's an A over the 501. These are not 50s. These would be like 60s. So people need to be doing a little bit better research. Might be helpful. But still, 26 bids later, this one sold for $1,338. Still a pretty good sale. Congratulations.
So if you think you have a pair of jeans that might end up on this list, we recommend you check out WeBuyOldJeans.com. These guys are the best in the business. They can give you appraisals, they can help you with research, or they can make an offer on your jeans. They offer reasonable prices and great customer service. So we highly recommend our friends over at WeBuyOldJeans.com.
All right, next up we have a quote-unquote vintage Levi's Type 1 506XX, and I say that because this is in fact a reproduction. I'm not even sure they made originally made a blanket line version of this. I could be wrong. Someone correct me. But this is a reproduction from 2017, and I include it because obviously we do occasionally include LVC stuff here, but really surprised and shocked by the price of this. Let me know in the comments below if you guys are seeing prices like this for LVC stuff. I'm not even sure this is technically LVC, but this guy bought it apparently 8 years ago somewhere in either Turkey or Japan. It's a really great looking jacket, but somebody paid $1,500 for this reproduction piece. That seems outrageous. So that seems crazy. Maybe a bit sus. Maybe somebody was really, really confused and did not pay attention to the details, which, you obviously need to do that. But seems pretty crazy to me. Either way, apparently the deal did go down. So I guess congratulations are in order for the seller. Next up, back to the 501s. A little dash of this and that. Still at it again, selling a bunch of 501s they must have found more recently. Let's take a look here. This is a pretty good looking pair with outside of that damage down there. And this one is older. We have the every garment guaranteed. So this one is right around the time that they should be. Hidden rivets, V-stitch. Yeah, this is a beautiful pair right here. I think the damage those are probably going to hurt it, obviously. Let's see. They show, yeah, there's a little bit of wear there. Where's that one damage bit? Around the hems. Okay. What's this right here? See, that is what that's discoloration. It might just be discoloration. If that's the case, it's not too bad. 33 bids later, this one sold for $1,625. A dash of this and that at it again. This one looks even better. We're just getting better and better and better here. Hidden rivets, V-stitch. Not an every. Oh, does it every garment guarantee? Oh, it does not say that. So there's a little bit. Oh no, maybe it does say and it's worn out. Hard to tell. There is a W on that one. This one may not actually be every garment guaranteed. Really hard to see on that. Like it's like really faded out. It may not be. Doesn't look like it to me. Either way, this is a great pair right here. Good size, great size. Defects are pretty modest and moderate, so it makes sense. This one sold 11 bids later for $2,069. 501s dominating today. This one is crazy. Look at the color on this guy. There is some sort of like splotching here, probably from storage is my guess. These are probably have probably not been washed technically, but probably have been just sitting in a moist environment would be my guess on this one. Yeah, because there's definitely like you can see the buttons bleeding through. This is sat in like a storage environment. So technically it would be kind of dead stock in some sense, but obviously there's some significant damage here. Let's take a look at the description from the seller. As found for display only. They don't think these can be worn. Found in an attic. Yeah. Definitely got some moisture damage on this guy, even though it may not have ever been worn. But I'm actually pretty surprised at the price that they got. These are good looking, so as long as they're not super dry rot. 35 bids. This one sold for $2,485, guys. The 501 market is still strong. Don't let anyone get it twisted. Then at number 2, we have this rare 1950s Levi Strauss denim advertising 9-foot poster. Check this one out. We have not seen this one on the list. This is actually appears to be made out of paper. Does it tell us if it's paper? A lot of these were made with actual denim. So has been rolled for decades with no color fading, so that's great. It's a corrugated cardboard material, so this is not out of the denim. So this is a pretty rare piece right here. You can see the corrugated cardboard, a little damages on the back, but pretty impressive. We have not seen one of these on the list. We've seen the other more typical ones with the denim, but this one is incredible. This guy sold for $2,500. Absolute scorcher on this one. Beautiful piece. Would love to have something like this in my studio. Then at number 1, this is definitely number 1 and probably one of the top selling, the highest selling sales we have seen in a while, and certainly this year. We have a Levi's 506 XX Type 1 buckle back jacket. This is, I believe, the 46 model. Look at the condition of this thing. This is absolutely beautiful. It really doesn't get much better than this in terms of condition. Maybe a little bit of like some sort of tear here. I don't know quite, but there are a few small defects, but they are very small. And generally, all things considered, this is an absolute beauty of a specimen of these 506 XXs. You just do not find them in this condition very often. And I believe, let's take a look at this, the size. We've got like a 42 basically, maybe technically it could be labeled a 44. That is pretty incredible. A good size. Again, size and condition, those are the biggest things on this stuff once you get back this far. And this is definitely on the top of the list for condition and size. This one sold for exactly what they asked for, $9,500. Congratulations, Nifty Thread, for a number 1 spot. This is an incredible sale.